I came across this. This is the one of the official posters for X-Men First Class. As you can see, it's I don't know what was going on here. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. So I had the bright idea to see, hey, let me make my own. Can I do better? And since, well, I'm an artist and I prefer like the old school hand drawn posters, that's what I decided. Let me just paint it, see how it works. And then, yeah, I just jumped into doing a sketch. Usually, I do multiple of these. You know, you're supposed to like work out the idea, see what works, see what doesn't work. The first idea I had was pretty good. I liked it. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's run with it, see if that works. And it worked from this all the way to the finished piece. Not much has changed. I just move into like here. I'm moving into like testing the colors, see what works, what doesn't work. Into the idea, like the lines, I was happy with, but I wanted to make it a little bit more interesting. I also wanted to incorporate a little bit of the aesthetics of the comics. In the comics, they have a bright blue and yellow color combination. Here, I didn't quite go bright blue, but I wanted to nod to the bright blues and have that yellow. Um, don't know how well that worked, but also I wanted to incorporate the X for X-Men. You know, it's pretty iconic, um, but I don't know, it just wasn't working. So I was just like, doesn't work with the overall piece what I got, and so I just decided to get rid of it. I think if I got it right, most people would be able to tell without the X-Men logo. That's what I decided to do. Obviously, I like when posters illustrate a little bit about what's going on in the movie and not just, oh, let's just grab a bunch of random characters and scenes and just smash them together and hope it works. So if you haven't watched the film, so it's X-Men in the beginning, like with the forming of the core groups of X-Men before they branch out and become the X-Men that we all know. But here I decided to keep the characters pretty small, even though it has a pretty big cast of characters. I wanted to focus on like the characters that I found interesting, right? Obviously, Professor X, obviously Magneto, Beast, Mystique, and Emma Frost, as well as the villain of the movie. Gotta have that in there. Those were the cast of characters that I found the most interesting. You see the big mushroom crowd, or what's supposed to be a big mushroom crowd. That's supposed to illustrate like what's going on in the movie, as well as the background. Those are supposed to be like missiles taking off, and you see the big warship. Again, if you watch the film, it alludes to like what is going on. So yeah, the idea was supposed to be simple. Like you're supposed to look at this and go, okay, X-Men. This is from the movie, and then what's like allude to what's going on. You know, like when you watch a movie and you see, and it drops hints of like what the movie's about, but you don't realize it until you go back and watch the movie again when you have everything in context. So it's to be like, okay, at first I mean like, okay, what's going on in the background, and then when you realize, okay, this is what's going on, you go, oh, okay, makes sense. At least that's what I hope happens, anyways. Um, yeah, and I think here I wanted to keep it pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I didn't want to go too crazy. The recording isn't great because I took the recording from Clip Studio Paint because I always forget to launch OBS. So I was just like I was halfway through it and I realized I wasn't recording with OBS. We're doing a screen record, so I was like, yeah, let's work with this and see what happens. And yeah, this is the end of it, where I just add on a little filter, played with the different layers and adjustments and see what works. And yeah, this is the final piece. Is it better than the official posters or not? Should I continue this? Can I make a career out of it?